We miss college football.
Milrose stands in. He throws into the end zone.
He caught it.
It's caught by Isaiah Bond in the corner of the end zone. Touchdown, Alabama.
We can't wait for the 2024 season.
Hands it off to Edwards, who will bounce it outside. Got him at 40. Got him at 30. Donovan Edwards is in the clear. His second touchdown run of the ball game. This time from 46 yards. And Michigan has taken a 13-3 lead on the second touchdown of the night from the man who was not tripping.
And we're counting down the days to kick off.
Are we there yet?
No.
Are we there yet?
I said no.
Are we there yet?
What's wrong with your ears?
Here is your college football fix, only on the Zach Gelb Show.
Alrighty, rocking and rolling. It is the Zach Gelb Show on the Infinity Sports Network. Virginia Tech kicks off its football season coming up in Nashville against Vanderbilt on August 31st. And now joining us is the third-year head coach of the Virginia Tech Hokies. And that, of course, is Coach Brent Pry, kind enough to join us on the Zach Gelb Show. Coach, appreciate the time as always. How you been?
I'm good, man. Thanks for having me on. I always love talking about our football team.
Well, last year it was exciting. I know you guys had a slow start going 2-4, but you finished 5-2 down the stretch. You got that bowl victory to be 7-6. What did your team and really your program just take away from what you guys were able to do in the second half of the season?
Yeah, I think those accomplishments gave us some confidence and certainly gave us some momentum heading into the offseason. So, you know, when you're building a program and you're trying to do it the right way, it takes a little time. And I think as the season unfolded, we saw more of the team that we can be and the program that we want to be.
And you want expectations. You want people talking about Virginia Tech and having people thinking maybe they could go contend and win the ACC this year. Just how do you handle those expectations? Because sometimes when you guys get higher expectations, complacency, as you know, could kick in.
Yeah, well, first of all, you watch for complacency, and I've seen no signs of it. We've got a veteran group, bunch of mature guys that have had a really good offseason. Then secondly, I think, you got to remain humble and hungry. Those two traits are really, 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 really important in our program day to day, but especially now when there is some praise and there are pats on the back. That doesn't change how we work. It doesn't change our approach and the necessary mentality that we need to have every day around here.
I know you were at Virginia Tech under Coach Beamer from 1995 to 1997. Now being the head coach and getting ready to enter your third season, I'm always wondering when you're trying to build something back up, and I think it's tougher now with more opportunities for players to really have control with NIL and the transfer portal. I think it's difficult to sometimes coach hard, but you got to set a certain standard. So how are you able to build trust? Because that's something when I see your team play, it does look like a family atmosphere, and it looks like everyone does believe in one another.
Yeah, I appreciate you noticing that, pointing that out. We pride ourselves on relationships in this program. We're very genuine and transparent with our players. They enjoy playing together. There's a genuine trust, players and coaches, players to players. There's loyalty amongst our staff. That's just, the retention that we were able to, to hang on to, what we were able to do in that space. That's a sign to that. These guys enjoy playing with each other. They like one another. They believe in each other. They believe in the process. And it was the same with the coaching staff. We had several guys with opportunities to go other places, and for the most part, for more money. And they wanted to be here. They wanted to see this thing through and believed in the team and the process and the potential of the team we could be in 2024.
Coach Brent Pry here with us at the Virginia Tech Hokies. What did you take away from your time when you were working under Coach Frank Beamer back in the mid-90s?
Yeah, first of all, his approach and how he treated people, just day in and day out. It didn't matter, if it was a student, if it was a player, if it was a coach's wife, if it was a custodian in the building, just a ton of respect and kindness for everybody he came across. And I that's infectious, and it's still here. He's still that way. And then secondly, he just has this persona that, people want to please him. People want to make him proud. And I certainly feel that way, especially sitting at his desk.
Yeah. So obviously there's things you want to emulate, but you got to put your own spin on it. With what we've seen so far and where you hope to go, what do you kind of want the identity of your team to look like, Coach?
Yeah, I think most of what people know about Virginia Tech, the blue collar mindset, work ethic, the brotherhood, really rooted in our community and our fan base. That's Virginia Tech. We're not a big smoke and mirror. We're doing this, the kind of the old school approach, and we're recruiting the right people for Virginia Tech. We're retaining guys for the right reasons. We're going to be a group that's should be hard to handle every week. We're going to be a group that's going to play above our head, and we're going to play complementary football. We have to do that here. It's not that we're going to, have the number one offense in the country and outscore everybody by 30 points. That we're going to have a defense that, averages giving up 6 points a game, or we're going to block 7 punts and return 3. We need all of it. We need all 3 phases to contribute. We need all 3 groups, to do well. It's going to be hard for us. If we've got a group that just is underperforming and has a poor game, it's going to be tough on us. We've got to play complementary ball, and I think Virginia Tech's always done a nice job of that.
So I was at Temple when Matt Rule was there, and it's one thing to say those things, and then I started to see signs when what they were saying were finally reflecting on the field, even if they didn't result in the win-loss column. With you knowing what the standard was, when did you start to really see the standard that you have consistently show so far during your tenure at Virginia Tech?
Yeah, honestly, I think guys are invested in the right places. They're invested in learning the technique and mastering their craft. They're invested in good practice habits. We're not coaching that. They come out there every day and they practice the way you're supposed to practice. Those are signs to me of Virginia Tech. Those are signs of how you win at Virginia Tech.
Brent Pry here with us. A few more moments with the Virginia Tech coach. Let me ask you about your quarterback. We know he's a dual threat quarterback. We know what he can be. For people, though, that have not seen Kiron Jones play football, how do you describe your QB?
Yeah, he's a big, athletic guy that is not afraid to run the football. He'll want to run through you, around you, at times outrun you, and then what I think he's really where his game has really improved. He's not just a capable quarterback; he's an accurate quarterback, and he's a really good leader. He's level-headed. He made great decisions for us last year, particularly down the stretch. To me, he's a complete dual threat guy.
What did you challenge him this offseason? What did you really challenge him at to get better?
Yeah, we have to be able to throw into tighter coverage. A lot of times last year there were guys running wide open. Coach Bowen and the staff did a great job, and reads were great by Kiron. But there's times when there's just going to be tight coverage. We've got to be able to place that ball where the wideout can catch it and the DB can't. Even though he's in phase and in good position. And then secondly, just he's so well respected and highly regarded in our program to take another step forward as the leader of this football team.
And Coach, your wide receiver room, man, it's loaded with Felton, Jennings, Lane. We could keep on going. How about the dogs in that wide receiving room that you have?
Yeah, it's amazing. Coach Mines and those guys have done a terrific job. It's, from arguably what was our weakest unit in year one to become one of our better units, just a year removed. It's a credit to recruiting, to development, to retention, all those things. Now, it's a very competitive room. And we've got some young guys that are making plays and pushing those guys in front of them. And, they didn't sit back and say, oh, we've got these 4 guys decided to come back. We'll wait our turn. They're not doing that at all. It's been a, for me as the head coach to watch those guys compete, it's been awesome.
And then flipping gears to the defensive side of the ball, the first thing I realized is Antoine Powell-Ryland. A ceiling on that player is what?
Yeah, let me tell you now. He came back because he needed to improve on some things. He wanted to be better against the run. He felt like he left some sacks on the field. So I look for him. He's had a good offseason, and he understands our package better now. He's more comfortable snap after snap. So I look for him to have a big year.
How does your run defense get better this year, Coach?
Yeah, we have to start the year with great fits, trusting one another, being where we need to be. I think last year, the first couple of weeks of the season, we were playing hard, trying to make plays, but out of gaps too often. Key reads weren't trusted well enough, and they understand that now. We are a fast group, and we're an athletic group. We've got depth up front, and we trust the scheme right now. We know that being where we need to be, the plays will come, in this system.
The jump from year one to year two and what you guys did in the second half of the season was really impressive. Some people are saying maybe you guys are a dark horse to win this conference this year. Can you feel something special brewing with your program this season?
Yeah, I think we've got the potential to be a good football team. Now we got to go play well every week. We've got a lot of guys on this roster that we know a lot about. From a maturity standpoint, from a production standpoint, we know how they'll handle adversity. We know how they'll handle success. You just know a lot about them, and that's a comforting feeling as a head coach. It's comforting on one hand and has you excited on the other. But we also still have some depth issues and some question marks and some weaknesses that I know we have to improve on to be able to be that type of team.
I saw you chuckle a little bit when I said dark horse. Did you not like that? Just wondering.
It's just so far down the road for us.
Yeah.
We got to do everything we can right now to be the best team we can be when we go to Vanderbilt. We'll have our hands full there. That first ball game's always a big one. You want to get off on the right foot and you want to look like the team that you can be. But not everybody's able to do that early.
Well, Coach, always enjoy our conversations. Good luck this upcoming season and good health to your program, too.
I appreciate you. Thanks for covering the Hokies, man.